All right, here the live visuals coming in from Pragati Maidan. We're seeing a massive event, Dussehra celebration by Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, there, firing at the effigy of Ravan. Live visuals that we've been tracking right here on India Today. A huge Dussehra festivities unrolled. In fact, it's been rolled out by Arvind Kejriwal at the Ram Leela Maidan. These are visuals of Dussehra festivities along with superstar Prabhas as well, who's just about arriving at the Ram Leela Maidan for this huge Dussehra festival celebrated today. Arvind Kejriwal waving at the crowds and the effigies of Ravan all set to be fired up. In fact, just moments ago, Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, there fired at the Ravan's effigy. Those are the live visuals that we bring to you from Ram Leela Maidan, where this celebration is all about celebrating victory over evil.
बहुत कम संस्थाएं ऐसी होंगी जो 100 वर्ष अपने पूरे कर पाती होंगी। हमने ये 100 वर्ष पूरे किए, भगवान से कामना करते हैं।
Right, live visuals there of Ram Leela Maidan, where we see huge festivities, Dussehra festivities taking place with Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Mega event there, which shows how good trumps over evil. 10-day-long festival of Dussehra there, the first that in fact will end today with this grand celebration at the Ram Leela Maidan, where we see huge festivities with people gathered in numbers who've come by to witness the effigies of Ravan burning. Really, Dussehra, one of the major Hindu festivals, celebrated right towards the end of Navratri, and today marking the celebration of victory, basically good over evil. This celebration has been rolled out at the Ram Leela Maidan in Delhi, the biggest of its kind in the national capital, with Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister, in presence, along with superstar Prabhas, who's also there to take part in these huge festivities at the national capital. In fact, this event that happens, Ram Leela Maidan, Dussehra celebrations, iconic, happens year on year. Large effigies of Ravan, Meghanath and Kumbhakaran all burnt down in a sign to celebrate good over evil. And these are the live visuals that came in. In fact, it's been at least an hour now.
बोलो सियापति रामचंद्र जी की पवन पुत्र
Live visuals coming in of Dussehra festivities happening at the Ram Leela Maidan. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who is currently present. This is a huge moment for those celebrating Dussehra, because this is possibly the biggest Dussehra festivities that happens in the national capital. Large crowds there who've gathered to take a good look at all the effigies of Ravan, Meghanath and Kumbhakaran being burnt down as a symbolic message to show good triumphing over evil. In fact, the Dussehra festivities that's taking place currently at the Ram Leela Maidan also has Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister, and Telugu actor Prabhas, who's just going to be joining in just moments from now. These are live visuals coming in from the Ram Leela Maidan. Arvind Kejriwal celebrating with hordes of people who've landed up at the Ram Leela Maidan to witness these huge life-size effigies of Ravan, of Kumbhakaran being burnt down.
भारी संख्या में आप सब लोग अपने अपने परिवार के साथ रामलीला देखने आए हुए हैं। ये बहुत जरूरी है। मेरे को याद है बचपन में हर साल रोज हम रामलीला देखने जाया करते थे। इससे हमें एक तरफ अपनी संस्कृति के साथ जुड़ते हैं और दूसरा भगवान राम के जीवन से हमें बहुत संदेश मिलता है। बच्चों में अच्छे गुण आते हैं। आप सोचो, भगवान राम कितने बड़े त्यागी पुरुष थे। अगले दिन सवेरे उनका राज्याभिषेक होने वाला, राजा बनने वाले थे, और पिछले दिन रात को राजा दशरथ ने उनको अपने कमरे में बुलाया और माता कैकेयी कहती हैं कि 14 वर्ष के लिए वनवास चले जाओ। सारी अयोध्या की जनता भगवान राम के साथ थी। अगर वो चाहते तो वो कह देते मैं तो नहीं जाता, मैं तो राजा बनूंगा, और जनता उनका साथ देती। लेकिन भगवान राम तो राम थे, भगवान थे। उन्होंने 2 मिनट भी नहीं सोचा। 2 मिनट के अंदर उन्होंने निर्णय ले लिया, सारा राजपाट त्याग के और 14 वर्ष वनवास के लिए चल पड़े। ऐसे थे अपने भगवान राम। तो मेरी आप सब लोगों से गुजारिश है, दिल्ली के सब लोगों से, देश के लोगों से गुजारिश है, आजकल टीवी का जमाना है, टीवी तो देखो, मैं मना नहीं कर रहा, लेकिन रामलीला अपने बच्चों के साथ आके रामलीला के मैदान में ही देखनी चाहिए, टीवी की बजाय अपने यहाँ पे आके देखनी चाहिए, वो बहुत जरूरी है। आप सब लोग आए हो, आपको सबको भगवान बहुत खुश रखे, स्वस्थ रखे, अपनी पूरी दिल्ली की प्रगति हो, अपने देश का पूरे विश्व में नाम हो, हमारा देश दुनिया का सर्वश्रेष्ठ राष्ट्र बने, दुनिया का सबसे शक्तिशाली राष्ट्र बने, ऐसा मेरा सपना है। बोल सियावर रामचंद्र महाराज की।
दिल्ली के लाडले, हम सबके सुख दुख का ध्यान रखने वाले, गरीबों के मसीहा, देश की भावी उम्मीदें।
All right, huge celebrations there at the Ramlila Maidan in Delhi, one of the biggest, as we witness the effigies of Ravan being burnt down. This is a message that goes out that good triumphs over evil. These are live visuals that we bring to you. Prabhas, the Telugu actor, all set to arrive there in just moments from now. We're going to continue tracking those visuals. For now, we're slipping into a short break. We'll be right back. Do stay tuned.
Watching India Today.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to do a rethink on how we lead our lives, to think about what we are doing to our bodies and to our health, and also wellness, because it is time now to go back to the basics. It is time to talk about your food, your sleep habits, your gut health, stress, and much more. And that exactly is what our brand new health show, Health 360, is going to do at these times only on India Today TV.
You know Kim Tae-hyun, aka V of pop group BTS fame? Well, he's simultaneously 26, 27 and 28 years old. Confused? How old were you when you were born? 0? 1? In South Korea, you'd be 1 year old. Let's clear the air about this. South Korea has a unique way of calculating age. When a baby is born, it's considered a year old. And as the year changes on January 1st, the child gains a year. So no special birthdays. South Koreans count age based on their birth year and not days. A child born in December will already be 2 by January. But the president-elect Yoon Suk-yeol wants to do away with this traditional system. Because of persistent confusion and unnecessary social and economic costs, the incoming administration is looking to standardize age calculation. This was observed especially when health authorities use the international age and Korean ages interchangeably to set guidelines for COVID-19. This will also help South Korea get in line with the rest of the world. The age conundrum doesn't end here. South Korea also counts age in an international way. That means It counts age in 3 ways. For legal and administrative purposes, the country has been using the international counting system since 1962. In another way, babies are born at 0 and gain a year on New Year's. This method is mainly used to define the legal age for areas of law that affect a significant percentage of the population, including military service conscription. And the third is the Korean age system, where everyone is already a year old at birth and become older on New Year's Day regardless of the birth date. That's how Kim Tae-hyung from BTS fame is simultaneously 26, 27 and 28 years old, as he was born on 30th December 1995. There are multiple problems that arise with age discrepancies. It's led to wage disputes that have been dragged to the Supreme Court and ruled that workers should consider their international age for work. There have also been cases of parents trying to cheat the birth registration system because of worries that their children born in December will be at a disadvantage at school as a result later in life. Efforts were made in 2019 and 2021 to change the law. 2 lawmakers proposed legislation to adhere to the international age, but experts are divided on what the new measure means for Korean society, and the bills were not signed into law.
Watching India Today.
Justice, liberty, equality, the pillars that built India. A nation where everyone has dignity and opportunities to prosper. But today, over 75 years after independence, Dalits remain a community trapped for centuries by the caste system, languishing in a dismal state. Nearly 20% of India's population is Dalit. Dalits still live in abject poverty, excluded on the margins, facing atrocities, toxic untouchability, and no opportunities for economic upliftment. The father of India's constitution, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, fought all his life for the upliftment of Dalits. In the past, many state and central governments have made big promises, but it has been nothing more than lip service. Basic human rights have still not been delivered. Dalits remain downtrodden and discriminated against. This shocking reality is a national shame. Few have dared to break the cage of caste discrimination until now. Friend to the downtrodden, upholding human rights and dignity, championing Ambedkar's India, KCR is showing India and the world. Our revolution is sparked in Telangana through his path-breaking scheme, Telangana Dalit Bandhu. Approximately 17,50,000 Dalit families call Telangana home. And now they are calling Telangana the land of opportunity. Thanks to Dalit Bandhu, launched in 2021 by the TRS government, a world-first scheme which will give each Dalit family an astounding financial boost of 10 lakh rupees. There are many more schemes along with this which are under implementation all over the state. But Dalit Bandhu is a specially designed program for the upliftment of the Dalit community. It has an unprecedented objective to uplift 17,50,000 Dalit households with a one-time capital grant of 10 lakh rupees per household, 100% subsidy with zero repayment, delivered via direct-to-beneficiary transfer, with a dedicated Dalit Bandhu scheme help desk and monitoring committee at village, mandal, district and state level, and a 10% reservation for Dalits in profit-generating schemes, government contracts and licenses. In addition to this, Telangana has another visionary program for Dalit students, residential schools and colleges, and Ambedkar Overseas Vidya Nidhi, a 20 lakh rupees overseas scholarship, giving them the most powerful tool for success: education. Huzurabad, 2021. The Telangana Dalit Bandhu pilot was launched. Telangana's Dalit Bandhu is a path-breaking scheme that places absolute trust in the beneficiary. Each household has complete freedom and flexibility to decide its business and how to grow their dreams.
నేను వచ్చేసి ఫార్మసీ చదివాను సార్. దాని తర్వాత యాజ్ ఏ ఫార్మసిస్ట్గా చాలా ప్లేస్లో చేశాను సార్. ఎప్పుడైతే మన తెలంగాణ గవర్నమెంట్ ఈ దళిత బంధు పెట్టిందో అప్పుడు ఇంకా నాకు ఎప్పటి నుంచో నా ఓన్గా బిజినెస్ పెట్టుకున్నామని నాకు అంతకుముందే ఉండేది సార్. మన టీఆర్ఎస్ గవర్నమెంట్ దళిత బంధు స్కీమ్ ఒకటి పెట్టి నా ఓన్గా నేను సెటిల్ కావడానికి ఒక ఆపర్చునిటీ క్రియేట్ చేసింది సార్.
Households were identified as beneficiaries and the direct benefit transfer of 10 lakh rupees was made. Each family unit was free to decide how they wished to invest this 100% subsidy. It could be a single or multiple businesses. Multiple beneficiaries could pool their resources to build a bigger business. It could be in any sector of their choice. The sky was the limit. In no time, the stories of transformation began rolling in. These are just a small fraction of the 40,000 success stories that Telangana has empowered through the Dalit Bandhu scheme. In just 1 year, it has smashed records for any Dalit upliftment scheme in the country. Till date, the Dalit Bandhu scheme has been implemented in all 119 assembly constituencies in Telangana. Beneficiaries have achieved prosperity for their families. They have also created opportunity for their community by providing employment and revenue. The resounding success of the Dalit Bandhu scheme has energized the TRS government to accelerate its efforts. From 40,000 beneficiaries with an outlay of 4,441.8 crore rupees, now Telangana government has raised the Dalit Bandhu budget to reach about 2 lakh beneficiaries with an outlay of 17,700 crore rupees, making this the world's largest direct benefit scheme.
దళిత బంధు వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఈ 10 లక్షలు అనేది మామూలుగా అందరికీ ఆపర్చునిటీ రాదు. ఇది పూర్తిగా గవర్నమెంట్ వాళ్ళు మాకు 10 లక్షలు ఇచ్చేసి మీ ఇష్టం ఉన్న వ్యాపారాన్ని పెట్టుకో అని చెప్పేసి అనడం వల్ల మాకు ఇంత ఆర్థిక పురోగతి కలిగింది. అదే కాకుండా మేము ఇంతకుముందు ఒక దగ్గర వర్కర్గా పనిచేసిన వాళ్ళం ఇప్పుడు ఓనర్గా ఉండగలుగుతున్నాం.
Never before has such a revolutionary scheme been designed to end caste discrimination, where Dalits receive 100% opportunity along with 100% dignity.
దళిత బంధు పథకం రాకముందు మేమైతే చాలా స్ట్రగుల్స్ ఫేస్ చేసాం. దళిత బంధు పథకం కింద మేము ఈ ఎంబ్రాయిడరీ మిషన్ ఎంచుకొని పెట్టుకున్నాము. నేర్చుకున్న వరకునే నేను ఫుల్ఫిల్ చేయాలనుకొని ఈ ఎంబ్రాయిడరీ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను సార్. ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు కేసీఆర్ గారికి, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వానికి కూడా మేము ఎంతో రుణపడి ఉన్నాము.
ముగ్గురం కలిసి ఒక యూనిట్ పెట్టాము. అంటే 30 lakhs పెట్టి ఒక వెహికల్ను ఇప్పుడు అమెరికన్ టూరిస్ట్ షాప్ పెట్టాము. బాగానే నడుస్తుంది ఇప్పుడైతే. అంటే నేను జాబ్ చేసేవాడిని, ఇప్పుడు ఓనర్గా అంటే ఒక కంపెనీ ఓనర్గా ఇప్పుడు ఫీల్ అవుతున్నా. చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది.
జీవనోపాధిగా మిషన్ కుట్టుకుంటూ బ్రతికేదాన్ని సార్. మాకు 3 పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళని చదివించుకుంటూ మేము బ్రతకాలంటే చాలా కష్టమైంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు దళిత బంధు ద్వారా కేసీఆర్ గారు ఆదుకున్నారు సార్. వాళ్ళు ఇద్దరం కలిసి పెట్టుకున్నాం సార్ మిషన్. కోయంబత్తూరు నుంచి వెళ్ళి తెప్పించుకున్నాం సార్ మిషన్ను. నాన్ ఓవెన్ బ్యాగ్స్ సార్. మాకు నెలకు 50,000 వరకు వస్తాయి సార్. 3 జీతాలు 50,000 వరకు వస్తాయి సార్.
For Telangana's leadership, it's not about breaking records, but about ensuring financial freedom for all. Each Dalit Bandhu grant of 10 lakh rupees has an inbuilt 10,000 rupees safety net, Dalita Rakshana Nidhi, to ensure that all Dalit families get financial assistance from the fund at times of distress. To further strengthen this, Telangana government contributes additional 10,000 rupees, which is over and above each grant. A great safety net that has no parallel anywhere in the world. For the KCR government, this is more than just a financial benefit. If any beneficiary of Dalit Bandhu meets with fatal disease or accident, the family should not go through additional depression and hard times. They should remain protected. That is the true purpose of the special safety net designed as Dalita Rakshana Nidhi.
కేసీఆర్ సార్ ఇంత పెద్ద స్కీమ్ తీసుకురావడం అనేది చాలా గొప్ప విషయం సార్. మాలాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఓన్గా ఒక కంపెనీ పెట్టి ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ కావాలనుకునే వాళ్ళ కోసం ఇది గోల్డెన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ.
అదే కాకుండా దళితులు అంటే సమాజంలో అందరికీ చిన్న చూపుగానే ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఇవ్వడం వల్ల
సారు దళిత బంధు ఇచ్చి మమ్మల్ని ఎంతో ఆదుకున్నారు సారు. మాకు మరో అంబేద్కర్ గారు సారు మాకైతే మాటల్లో చెప్పలేము. ఆయనకు మాకు ఎంతో బతుకునిచ్చిండ్రు అసలు.
Under the fearless leadership of KCR, Dalits finally have a government that protects and defends them. Telangana inspires them to overcome oppression and empowers them to be bold so that each Dalit can move up in the world with head held high, creating their own success story, making Telangana shine and, in turn, India.
You are watching India Today.
Our world is filled with many scenic, interesting, weird and some creepy places, and we'll tell you about 5 weird islands of the world. This island is in Mexico. The island is surrounded with many dolls across it, and the story begins 50 years ago when only one man used to live there. One night he found a dead girl in the lake along with a doll, so he hung a doll on the tree in memory of her. This is where things got out of hand. He started having many nightmares, and so he hung more dolls around the island. He died in 2001, but the island is visited by tourists quite often. On the island of Socotra, you find trees and plants that are nowhere. Up to a third of this island is endemic. This island is isolated, and it's also called as the most island-looking place on earth. In 2008, this was declared as UNESCO's World Heritage Site. It lies in the Arabian Peninsula, but is considered to be a part of Africa. So when do you plan to visit this place? Off the coast of Dubai are 300 man-made islands. This was made to look like the world. It took $13 billion to build these islands. It was constructed using tons of sand from the Persian Sea. People can buy part of the island and name it even. Its construction was started in 2003 and was completed in 2008. But due to the financial crisis of 2008, these islands weren't bought by many. Now it's just abandoned pieces of land. Is this the cutest island or what? The island is filled with rabbits all around. This place is known as Okushima Island. But let's tell you that behind this cuteness, there's also a dark past. During World War II, this island was built to develop poisonous gas to attack China. Due to the poisonous gases, more than 80,000 soldiers of China died. This island was a secret, and Japan even removed it from the map at that time. Now, this island only has a museum here with many of these cute creatures. It's said that these rabbits were left here by a school and then multiplied into a bunch of them. You know, Maldives is a beautiful, fancy island, but beyond that lies a waste island.
It was built to get rid of the waste that was covering the island, and every day around 700 tons of waste was generated. When it was burnt, it would pollute the island and affect tourists. To solve this issue, they made this island. But many believe that it needs to get rid of this waste that's polluting the clean water. These are the 5 weirdest islands that we found on Earth. Do you know about any others? Let us know in the comments.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
You are watching India Today.
तो पर्दे में रहने दो, पर्दा ना उठा। आजा राजा बंगले के पीछे से, बातें बातें कर लो जल्दी जल्दी। सच्चा है प्यार के झूठा।
The 60s heartthrob.
मैंने तुझे जरा देर में जाना, हुआ कसूर वफा मत।
Bollywood's Jubilee Girl. Dada Saheb Phalke Award winner 2022. Asha Parekh exclusive.
Hello and welcome to this India Today special, where we are joined today by a very special person in this festive season. Joining us now is the one and only Asha Parekh, recipient of the prestigious Dada Saheb Phalke Award for Lifetime Achievement in Cinema. Wonderful to see you, Asha ji.
Thank you.
And special because it's also been your birthday week. Happy 80th birthday.
Thank you.
What a lovely gift to get on your 80th birthday.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I said, that it's the best gift in my life on my 80th birthday.
And I was told you got a call at 4 a.m. because you were in the US.
Yes, I was in Boston. I was receiving an award there, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was sleeping at about 12:30 in the night, and at 4 o'clock I get a call. I didn't know what was happening. I said, he just said, "Are you Asha Parekh?" So I said, 4 o'clock in the morning, you are asking me this question, close the phone. So I banged the phone down. So that poor girl lady then sent a message that I'm from the INB ministry, and that's how I came to know that I was being honored with this.
How did you feel when you first heard Asha Parekh getting the Lifetime Achievement Dada Saheb Phalke Award, an award that has gone to some of the greatest of our cinematic achievers? Did it make you feel that it was all worth it, this long journey?
First and foremost, it didn't sink in. I had to, am I getting it? Is it real? So for 2 days I was, I didn't know whether I was really receiving the award. And then slowly when the press started ringing up and congratulating me, and my fellow artists ringing up and congratulating me, then it dawned upon me, okay, yes, I am getting the award.
It's been a remarkable journey when I look at it. You've done what? Well over 100, several hundred films, but you started off as a child artist?
Yes.
In the early 50s?
Yes.
And then did, of course, Dil Dekhe Dekho, famously, 1959 as a 17-year-old.
Yes.
So it's been a very, very long journey.
Very long journey. Very, very long journey. I did not work after a certain period, but I was still joined with the film industry, with various associations, various trusts. So it was not that I was away from the films. I'm still with the films.
Let's rewind to where it started. Child artist, was that a decision taken by your parents? Was there something that, or were you drawn to cinema?
No, it wasn't like that. I was about 8 or 9. I was performing on the stage and late Bimal Roy saw me, and after the performance was over, he said, please call that girl, I want to see her. So when I went near him, he said, will you work in the films? I said, yes. I didn't even think, I didn't know what I was saying. I said, yes, I'll work. So I came back, my parents said, what did you go and do? I said yes, to work in the films. So then my mother, who was very supportive, said, okay, you like to work, go ahead. So it was about 5-10 days work in Baap Beti.
So it was, in a way, your dancing skills,
yes,
which attracted Bimal Roy first give you a role as a child artist.
Ji.
And then, of course, come Nasir Hussain with Dil Dekhe Dekho,
Ji.
opposite the one and only Shami Kapoor.
Yes.
That must have been fun, because in that early scene in Dil Dekhe Dekho, you're actually inviting him to a rock and roll club and you're showing your dancing prowess right from day one. Huge hit.
Yes, huge hit. It was a very big hit, and it was released on my birthday.
Wow.
And I still remember the crowds were going all crazy after the show. There was a premiere at Novelty, and it was a hit.
And you shot it in one of the hill stations, Nainital, Rani Khet.
Yes, Rani Khet.
Rani Khet. Because there's that lovely song. You want to croon it with me, Dil Dekhe Dekho?
Yes, that was done in Bombay, in Filmalia Studio.
But that was the age of hill stations, of romance, and you and Shami Kapoor became this incredible pairing, hit film after hit film. What was it like working with Shami Kapoor?
I used to like working with him. The reason being, he was trained as a classical singer also. So his music was so much in him that when he performed, वो झटके वटके वो लेते थे. That was something which I started learning from him. And I didn't know how to lip sync. To sing a song and lip sync is not easy. So he taught me how to do it. So from that time onwards, and we were shooting in Rani Khet. So one of those days we could not shoot because of the rains. I remember Geeta Bali was there. So what she would do, because I was about 16 years old, she would pick me up and put me on her shoulder and pat me and take me around and tell Shamiji, let's adopt her, let's adopt her. So that's how it was, So then after that, I started calling Shami, Shami Chacha and Geeta Chachi.
Arre wow.
That's how it began.
And you were a classical dancer.
Yes.
And there was Shami Kapoor with all his different moves, but it was magic on screen.
Yes, I had to learn. I learned jiving, I learned rock and roll. So all this I had to learn because I was a classical dancer. English dance was not my cup of tea.
But yet you did it and you pulled it off. I remember Teesri Manzil.
Yes.
Aja, Aja.
Ja.
Main hu.
Pyar tera.
Pyar tera. But again you were sort of, doing all those... mixing classical with Western, which I think was one of the reasons why you were such a success. You could do Aan Milo Sajna with Rajesh Khanna doing much more sort of traditional dance and then be with the Shami in Teesri Manzil. Do you think being a dancer gave you a huge advantage in those years?
Yes, it does. It does because you learn, actually I've learned Kathak, Bharatnatyam, I've learned Odissi, I've learned Kuchipudi, and I've learned even Kathakali.
Wow.
Because all these dances were incorporated in my ballets. So the hero of my ballet was a Kathakali guru. So I had to do a Kathakali thing. Then Acharya ji came from Ahmedabad, Malika Sarabai's Guruji. He said, no, I have to teach you and you have to perform on the stage. So I learned Kuchipudi. Then I started a dance school in which the Odissi master was there, so I learnt a little bit of Odissi.
Wow.
So that's how I've done all sorts of dances, but dance helps in expressions. Because there's a lot of expression, you are having a lot of expressions depicted in the songs of the old times.
Because that's the one big difference, I think, between a lot of the actors of the 60s in particular, that all of you were trained in some form of classical dance, unlike today's generation, which may have other skills, but can't match your dancing skills.
I feel that we are now aping the West too much. All the dances which the generation today is doing is not our culture. And that's what I miss, that I feel bad about, that in every state of India, there are such beautiful folk dances, classical dances. Why aren't we bringing them out, and why are we aping the West? That's one thing which I feel very bad.
You know, you as I keep repeating, fused East and West. You also brought in the sleeveless blouse. in Tisri Manzil, there are sequences there. You are with your sleeveless blouse, which in those days, of course, Sharmila Tagore brought her bikini with Evening in Paris, but all of you were trendsetters in the times in which you lived. So, was that easy to, coming from a relatively conservative household to sort of break away, sleeveless blouse, or was that part of the 60s?
Part of the 60s, I would say. I would say it was part of the 60s, because one thing was there, that we had very fine designers who used to design our dresses, and we became trendsetters because we had good dress designers.
Because you could pull off the sari, the churidar kurta, you had your printed blouses, you also had the eyeliner. That became an Asha Parikh trademark, right? There was the sadhana haircut.
Yes.
The famous sadhana, and there was the Asha Parikh eyeliner.
Yes, it was there.
Were you all sort of original in that sense? Sadhana ji, yourself, Wahida Rahman, Vaijanti Mala, all the great actors of that generation, the 50s, 60s, we could go to the Mala Sinad, Meena Kumari. Each one of you had something original about yourselves, right?
Yes, I agree with you, because everybody was different. Now it's not that. Do you agree with me?
I guess so. You're saying that I only thought, was there no competition for who's number one? Who gets the maximum hits? I think in 66 or 67, you had a string of hits. Is Sadhana number one? Is it Asha Parikh? Is it Wahida Rahman?
No.
Was there a lot of competition?
No, not at all. Everyone was put in one slot. We had been slotted. So there was no competition as such.
Because you have a great friendship, I know, with Wahida ji and Helen. You all go on holidays together.
Yes.
That must be a riot.
Yes, we enjoy ourselves. We meet. Actually, we were 6.
6 of you? Who were the 6?
Nandaji.
Nandaji.
Sadhana. Shami auntie.
Right.
Helen, Wahida, and me.
And you all would, even during your acting days, always holiday together?
Not acting days, because there was no time. But after we stopped working, we all started meeting together, and we would go for dinners, and we would go to see cinema in the theatres, enjoy ourselves. I remember we had been to the Royal China, and after one by one we all entered into the restaurant, and people were looking, and they were aghast seeing 6 of us together.
Right.
So it was really fun. We do miss our friends a lot, but now we are 3.
And you're 3 of you there, but one of the things in that period was also the use of the hill station, the locales. Shooting in Srinagar in those days must have been very special in films like Aan Milo Sajna.
Yes, Kashmir was a beautiful place, and we really enjoyed being there.
Your favorite co-star?
Oh, they were all.
No, come on. Now you're being diplomatic. Someone whom you really loved shooting with?
I loved to work with Shami Kapoor because, as I said, my first picture, I was with him. So from there onwards, I really enjoyed his company, and he had a rare sense of humor. Even Mr. Shashi Kapoor had a rare sense of humor. He would come out with such funny things that it used to make you laugh.
But you did one of your classic roles with Rajesh Khanna, Kati Patang.
Yes.
Which is, memorable. Those scenes with you and Rajesh Khanna together are absolute magic. And he was, of course, becoming the superstar.
The superstar, yes.
What was it like working with him? Because a lot of actors have told me very difficult because he never kept to time. Is that true?
Yes, he was a little difficult when he became a superstar. But his first film was with me, which was Baharon Ke Sapne.
Right, yes.
At that time, he was a very quiet person, you know. He used to come to my place, very quiet, introvert person. But once he started blooming, you know, he was a different person altogether because he used to be surrounded by girls all the time.
Really?
So once he told me, he says, why do you come early? I said, look, it's a 2 o'clock shift, I have to be there at 2. Don't come so early, I'll come at 4 o'clock, so you come at 4 o'clock. I said, okay, I'll come at 4 o'clock. So we used to manage it, you know, and then we became friends after working in 2-3 films. So it wasn't a very difficult for me to work with him.
There's that unbelievable song, Ye Jo Mohabbat Hai.
Yes.
You know, he's in the rain singing
Yes.
it, and there are these shots of you,
Yes.
which are interspersed in that
Yes.
song, which is pure magic, really.
Yes, it's been a very big hit and it still goes on.
It does. But, you know, you mentioned friendship with Shami Kapoor, whom you called Shami Chacha, as you've told us, with Rajesh Khanna as well. But you were never linked in that sense with your co-stars. Somehow the gossip magazines never said Asha Parekh is going out with someone. Did you stay away or from the film industry in general?
I was too, involved with my work plus my stage. So there was no time to think of being involved with anybody at that time, you know. And as such, somebody was involved with somebody. So there was no question of me being involved with somebody. So it's a difficult situation. Because I remember at that time, Rajesh Khanna was going with Anju and Vinod Khanna was going out with Gitanjali.
Yes.
So I used to remember that if the shooting got delayed, these girls would ring up and, you know, create a hangama. So these people would be running out of the set and coming back again, you know, and feeling very upset what to do, you know.
But you do write in your biography,
Yes.
if I may say so, that you did find love, but you chose friendship. You've
Yes.
never revealed that. What did that mean?
Well, I loved a person, and it's not that I'm a very frigid woman that I won't love anybody. I did love somebody, but I realized that marriage was not possible, so marriage didn't happen.
And you never revealed it in all these years?
No, I wouldn't like to reveal it. Why should the family get upset?
You were very private. Were you a very private person off screen? You had your dance, of course, but were you a very private person off screen? You had this lovely little bungalow at Juhu where everyone told me if you ever go to Asha ji's bungalow in those days, she has the best collection of orchids.
Yes, I love orchids. And I got them from Bangkok and they were very beautiful. I had about 10,000-15,000 plants. But when I sold off my bungalow, I had to, you know, give away. Some people took it away, you know. So that's
But
it.
in a sense, the actors of that period had a lot of interest outside just cinema, right? Particularly in your case, dance, your love for orchids. You all had a life beyond. You even started your own film distribution and production business. So you were not just actors.
Yes, at least I was just not actor only, because I was doing a lot of social work. I was a distributor, I was a producer, director, actor.
Your favorite film? You know, if there's a film that you think defines Asha ji, that you, after all these years, can turn to and say, look, that was my best role.
That's very difficult to say. Very difficult to say, because all the films I worked in, I loved my role, and that's why I worked in them. It's very difficult.
Very difficult?
Very difficult.
2 or 3 which stand out for you?
I worked very hard for Chirag. Unfortunately, the film didn't do well because people did not accept me as a blind girl. So that was one thing which I felt very bad about, because I really put a lot of hard work in the film. Chirag was one film. Do Badan was one film where actually the critics realized that I could act, because everybody thought that I was just a glamour girl. I couldn't act. That's what people said. But after Do Badan, people realized that I could act.
Do you think that you got in a way typecast, that she's the glamour girl, she'll always be there romancing her heroes. So therefore some of the serious roles that otherwise went to Amala Sinha, Meena Kumari, great actors, Nutan, that terrific acting generation, meant that you were typecast.
Yes, I was typecast. So that Do Badan shifted the whole thing.
Yeah, and yet people don't realize the kind of range of roles eventually that you do over a long career. Any regrets after all these years? Something that you would have liked to do that you couldn't? One film critic said that Asha Parekh paved the role for the Zeenat Amans and the Parveen Babis to do the kind of, you gave the liberty that you could do cabaret dances as a mainstream actor, rock and roll. True, in a way.
Yeah, in a way true. That's true.
Any regrets? इतने लंबे सफर के बाद आपको अब दादा साहेब फाल्के अवार्ड दिया गया है, कोई रिग्रेट, कोई आप अफसोस कि ये चीज़ मैं करना चाहती थी नहीं कर पाई लाइफ में?
ऐसे तो कोई रिग्रेट है नहीं, लेकिन आई वुड हैव लव टू वर्क विद दिलीप कुमार. यूसुफ साहब के साथ काम करने का बहुत मन था और मैं उनको देखती थी, मेरी बोलती बंद हो जाती थी. अच्छा. तो ये हुआ कि फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वेलफेयर नहीं, सिने आर्टिस्ट वेलफेयर ट्रस्ट था हमारा. तो यूसुफ साहब वहाँ वो मेंबर थे, उसके ट्रस्टी थे. तो एक दिन मुझे उनसे जाके कुछ शिकायत करनी थी. मैंने सायरा से कहा, मैंने कहा मुझे यूसुफ साहब से मिलना है और मुझे ये कहना है कि मुझे नहीं करना काम. तो कहा कि अच्छी बात है, तुम आ जाओ. तो जैसे ही मैं गई तो यूसुफ साहब बैठे हुए थे और सायरा ने कहा, देखिए आप बिल्कुल इससे ये मत करिए, वो बहुत डरती है आपसे, एंड शी इज़ इन ऑ ऑफ यू, देखती रहती है आपको, तो आप ज़रा आराम से बात करिए उससे. तो मुझे अजीब सा लगा कि ये क्या बोल रही है यूसुफ साहब को. फिर यूसुफ साहब को मैंने समझाया कि भाई ये चीज़ें हैं. तो कहा नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, तुम जो कर रही हो ठीक कर रही हो, वही करो तुम. मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो इस तरह से यही रिग्रेट है कि मैंने उनके साथ काम नहीं किया.
You told me before the interview that you almost did a film with the great Guru Dutt.
Yeah, no, as a director.
Yes, as a director.
As a director.
What was that film?
It was supposed to be paprika. It means red chilies, and it was a fabulous subject, but it just didn't happen.
You were lucky in a way that you also were in that age of the 60s where you had all these wonderful directors.
Yes.
How much do you think that you were a director's actor, as were a lot of the actors of that time, that these directors, cinematographers just lifted the level of cinema, Kati Patan kind of film. Just the direction is also wonderful.
Yes. Mr. Shakti Samanta. He was a fabulous director. I worked with Mr. S.S. Vasan also, and working with him was also a great thing. I remember there was a song which I was very upset about because somebody had, the tunes were the same. The lady who performed, it was a mujra. And here I'm performing for the blind on the stage, and the same music was there. So I went to Mr. Vasan, I said, I don't like the song. So he said, what happened? He said, you hear the song and you hear both the songs, you will realize what I'm saying. And will you believe it? He changed it.
Wow.
So it was great working with Mr. S.S. Vasan. It was great working with Rishikesh Mukherjee also.
Of course.
Yeah, he taught me what editing was. He would say, look, I'm going to cut the shot from here, I'm going to join it from here. So that's how I learnt a little bit of editing also. Which
enabled you to become a director later in your life. Because the song picturization also. There's one song which is particularly memorable. Caravan?
Yes.
5-minute long sequence?
Yes.
Name the song. Daya, Daya, mein
Kahan phasi.
Kahan phasi.
Yes.
That song is a 5-minute long sequence almost.
Yes.
And you pull it off with a classical dance, but also, very filmy.
Yeah, this was a dance in which I was supposed to be not knowing dance.
Right.
So I had to do everything wrong. But it was hilarious and I enjoyed doing it. And it was a difficult song for Asha ji to sing. It was not easy.
And in a way, Asha ji's voice and Asha Parekh's sort of moves were the perfect combination.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. She sang a lot of songs of mine Though Latabai also sang a lot of songs, like Main Tulsi Tere Aangan Ki, Suno Sajna.
Yes.
What a beautiful song. It was all sung by Lata ji.
That's right. So you had the benefit of these both of them, of Asha and Lata. I want to end by asking you, as I said, I've interviewed Wahida ji and Helen earlier. What do the three of you do when you all go on these holidays?
We enjoy, we crack jokes and look after each other. And whatever we want to eat, we eat and enjoy.
And when you look at the new actors of today, any actress or actor that you say, wow, is there anyone who really impresses you in the new generation?
Shah Rukh Khan.
You're also a Shah Rukh fan?
Yes, I am. Amir Khan. I like him also very much. I've seen him a little tiny tot, Amir Khan. And I remember with his little hands, he would say Adab, so sweetly. So these two are great.
And any heroines?
Heroines, I like Deepika. I love her.
We're a joint mutual Deepika fan club.
Oh, you also?
I think she's terrific.
She's terrific. She's very beautiful.
Ma'am, you're beautiful too.
Thank you for the compliment.
And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
It's a very special honor.
Yes.
And it is for a career that has spanned so many years and decades.
Yes.
Is there one thing you want to say to all your fans today who will be watching this, who may have seen you in Dil Dekhe Dekho, in Caravan, Tisri Manzil, Aan Milo Sajna, Kati Patang? What do you want to tell them today?
Today that you all have always been with me and please be with me till the end of my life.
Happy 80th birthday once again. And thank you very much for doing this. And I can tell you viewers, before the interview, she gave us the most fantastic coffee.
Oh.
So if you ever meet Asha Parikh, make sure you have her coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woman of style and substance, the one and only Asha Parikh. Thank you, Asha ji, for doing this very special interview for us. And thank you, viewers, the one and only Asha Parikh.
You are watching India Today.
最近の度重なる弾道ミサイルの発射に続く暴挙であり、強く非難をいたします。
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies. Co-presented by Century Ply, Aag Se Bachai. Co-presented by Macho Hint, Fashion Bade Aaram Se.
Welcome on board the news track. I'm Rahul Kamal here, wishing all our viewers a very happy Dussehra. We're tracking the Home Minister's Mission Kashmir on the show tonight.
Home Minister's big message for Jammu and Kashmir. Shah says won't talk to Pakistan.
जिन्होंने 70 साल तक यहाँ राज किया वो लोग सलाह देते हैं पाकिस्तान से बात करो। मेरा स्पष्ट मत है मैं पाकिस्तान से बात करना नहीं चाहता।
Contrast Gupkar model with Modi model.
युवाओं के लिए गुप्कार मॉडल में क्या है? पत्थर है, बंद कॉलेज है, हाथ में मशीन गन है। नरेंद्र मोदी मॉडल में क्या है? IIM है, IIT है, एम्स है, निफ्ट है।
Stage set for elections in J&K. Shah's Mission Kashmir, big focus on news track.
On the last day of his 3-day Mission Kashmir, Home Minister Amit Shah was in the terror hotbed of Baramulla. The Home Minister addressed a rally in the valley, drawing a clear comparison with the Gupkar model and the Modi model of governance. Shah declared that while many want him to talk to Pakistan, he would rather talk to the people of the valley.
Making a symbolic point without a bulletproof shield, Union Home Minister Amit Shah addressing a rally in one of Kashmir's biggest hotbeds of terror, Baramulla. A repeat of what he did last year in Srinagar while on his first visit after the abrogation of Article 370. Amit Shah's public meeting on the third day of his visit to Jammu and Kashmir was the BJP's biggest show of strength in a town hit by terror several times in recent days. Amit Shah launched a scathing attack against the Gupkar alliance. The group of Kashmiri political parties that include the Muftis and Abdullahs were seeking restoration of Jammu and Kashmir's special status.
दो मॉडल है, एक तो मोदी जी का मॉडल है जो विकास, शांति, सद्भाव और रोजगारी देता है, और एक गुपकार मॉडल है। गुपकार मॉडल ने क्या दिया? पुलवामा का अटैक करा दिया। और आज मोदी जी ने क्या करा? पुलवामा में 2000 करोड़ के खर्चे से अस्पताल बनाने का काम किया।
Amit Shah asserted that Prime Minister Modi had made democracy possible at the grassroots levels in the valley with the abrogation of Article 370.
ऐसे ही चुनाव आयोग का मतदाता सूची बनाने का काम समाप्त हो जाएगा। पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ कश्मीर के अंदर चुनाव करा दिए जाएंगे। आज चुनाव आयोग ने जो डिलिमिटेशन किया है, इसके परिणाम स्वरूप आपके ही नुमाइंदे जीत कर आएंगे। पहले कश्मीर के अंदर जमहूरियत की व्याख्या थी 3 परिवार, 87 विधायक और 6 सांसद, और आज मोदी जी ने 5 अगस्त के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर में जमहूरियत को जमीन तक, गांव तक पहुंचाने का काम किया है।
Ahead of the rally, the Home Minister chaired a meeting of the Unified Command in Jammu and Kashmir in Srinagar. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, top officers of the Army, paramilitary forces, state police and civil administration took part in this high-level meet. The visit has come under criticism from the opposition. Former J&K Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti posted a photo of the locked gate at her residence, alleging she was placed under house arrest during the Home Minister's visit. The J&K police rejected the claim, saying the PDP chief was free to travel, and posted a photograph showing the gate locked from the inside. With Himanshu Mishra in Baramulla and Ashraf Wani in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Home Minister Amit Shah, in the terror hotbed of Baramulla, gave an account of the government's achievements after the abrogation of 370. Just how does the government's report card score? Also, the government seems to be laying the ground for elections after the electoral roll exercise is completed. If there are elections in Jammu and Kashmir, what is the likely political scenario that could emerge? To talk about this and more, I'm joined on the news track on the day of Dussehra by Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain, former General Officer Commanding of the 15 Corps in Srinagar. We have Yashwant Deshmukh, the lead cephalogist at Sea Water. And for political perspective on this broadcast, I'm joined by Imran Nabi Dar, spokesperson of the National Congress Conference. We've got Rajinder Singh Chib, General Secretary of the Democratic Azad Party, Ravinder Sharma, spokesperson and leader of the Congress, and Shehzad Poonawala from the BJP. Is the Home Minister setting the stage for elections to be held in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir? What could be the scenario that emerges? Shehzad Poonawala, in the comments the Home Minister made in Baramulla this morning, he seemed to be laying the grounds for elections after the final voter list is prepared, which we are told is heading towards its completion. So does that mean that once this winter gets over, sometime in the early part of the second year, possibly with Karnataka, that Jammu and Kashmir could go to polls as well? Is that your plan?
Rahul, first of all, a very happy Vijay Dashmi to all your viewers. And what is Vijay Dashmi? It is the battle and the fight and the victory of good over evil. And if you see, after the abrogation of Article 370, we have been able to make DDD prevail over PPP. DDD being democracy, decentralization and development over Pakistan Parasti, Parivarwad and Patharbazi. Today, look at the transformation, and we are not heading just towards an election. Of course, election is an important part of the deepening of democracy, but look, the transformation that has taken place after the abrogation of Article 370. First, democracy, Jamhuriyat, was not till the Jameen. It was only till 3 parivars. Only 6 MPs and 87 MLAs would get elected. Today, we have 30,000 people, whether it's the Sthaniya Chunav, whether it's the Tehsil Chunav, whether it's the Panchayat Chunav, whether it's the BDC, DDC, all of these have taken place, and 30,000 elected officials are now today controlling the fate of Jammu Kashmir. First, we had a terror hotspot where we had so many events of Atankwad taking place. Today, it's become a tourism. This year has seen the highest number of tourists in the last 70 years. First, it used to be about Vibhajan. Today, it is about Vikas. In 70 years, we had 15,000 crores of investment. Today, alone after the abrogation of Article 370, we've seen 56,000 crores worth of investment coming in. So this transformation will only happen when an ecosystem of normalization is created. And Rahul, something that is close to your heart, Hindi movies are finally being screened in the Ghati as well. So you can see the transformation that has taken place from Patharbaji and Pakistan Parasti. Today, these Algawwadis who used to control the narrative of Jammu Kashmir, today Yasin Malik has been convicted. Today you have the likes of Salahuddin and their children taken out of government jobs. You have had the back of the Hurriyat broken, and you have today got the people of Jammu Kashmir, the Awam of Jammu Kashmir becoming a stakeholder. And obviously an important part of that process will be further elections. And let me just give you a final example. For so many decades, communities were not given their rights, whether it was the Valmiki Samaj, whether it is the women, or whether it is the Pahadi Samaj. The Pahadi Samaj was recommended to get the status of ST in the 1989 cabinet, but they were denied, and the Congress party and the NC, which had the opportunity to rule so many years and decades, never gave the Pahadi Samaj. Today, the Gujars, the Bakarwals and the Pahadi Samaj, all of them will get their right. This is the transformation. It's not just about election.
My father commanded an army regiment near Baramulla. This has for the longest time been a terror hotbed, and General Hasnain, there is political symbolism. The Home Minister of the country on the day of Vijay Dashmi Dussehra in Baramulla talking about an ecosystem of normalization.
How much of this, in your view, is the new reality? How much of this is political spin?
See, Rahul, first of all, my greetings to everyone on Vijayadashmi. Yes, very interesting question you asked, and I remember the time when your father was there, and later when he commanded a brigade in the same district in Gurez. Gurez formed a part of Baramulla at that particular time. On 5th of August 2019, if someone had told me that this is going to be the situation 3 years hence, I may not have entirely believed it. I would have said, yes, possibly we'll arrive at that situation somehow, we'll parachute into that situation, we'll create an artificial kind of environment of safety and security. But I am pleased to report today that my ground knowledge, outreach to the people, etc., tells me that a tremendous amount of work has been done on the ground. A tremendous amount of outreach has been done on the ground, and preparedness has been done on the ground. So what is being spoken at Baramulla today is not something entirely hollow. It is lots and lots of work has gone into it, particularly the engagement with the people and different segments of the people. As very correctly said by Puravaras Sahab, that different segments of people in Kashmir, particularly the youth, which is the most important segment as far as national security of Kashmir.
But the only way to really gauge that is when there's an election, General Hasnain. Then you'll know whether these youngsters actually show up to vote. You can attempt to engage them, whether they'll come out and vote in the elections is when we'll know whether they actually feel connected with the Indian system.